Good morning, welcome to my little home in the woods. Come out for a bit of, is it brunch? Time me on, 11:15, a bit late for breakfast, a bit early for lunch, we'll call it brunch. I've set up this little tarp shelter, I've done a video of it, so it's called Gunya. I'll pop a link in the description for that one if you've not seen it yet, on how to set it up. I've got a bit of a festive surprise when it comes to what I'm eating. I'm going to be having pigs in blankets. I'm going to be making them myself here in the woods. I say making them. I'm going to be wrapping some bacon around some sausages. But they'll be better than the ones you get in the shop. And rather than roasting them in the oven, we're going to be jet boiling them. On the skillet, obviously. I don't think they do very well inside the pot. I'm not going to risk it and ruin me pigs in blankets anyway. A little stool, get off the floor. I bought my table as well, so it's mobile cafe time really. A bit like, do you watch that? Rate My Takeaway. He goes and sets up his little table outside a kebab shop. My little cafe's in the woods or up on a hill. So I'm going to be using Jetboil and the Jetboil skillet to do these. I'm going to get kettle on, get it boiling whilst I prepare my pigs in blankets. Fingers are a bit cold. Everything's a little bit more difficult to do. Gas, where we got it? Here it is. Can't believe the price of this at the moment. I've had to buy some big ones and then refill the little ones. The bigger ones were £7.50 and these little ones are £7. Twice as much gas in the big one, so it's a no-brainer really. But these are much more convenient. Right, we'll get the kettle boiling. I'll put this down by my side. Use this table for prepping my food. It's the only thing about these little tables. You can't do everything on them. Well, not at the same time anyway. This is one of the benefits of having your stove system when it locks. You can actually pick it up. Alright, what have we got? We've got streaky bacon and 4 decent quality chipolata sausages. You know, some that have actually got some meat in. That's the thing about the ones that you buy, sometimes they're very low quantity of actual meat in them. Come on. Would have been much easier to prepare this at home, wouldn't it? But not as much fun. Just going to wrap it around. Do you have these over in America for anyone that's watching over there? Do you have pigs in blankets? Or do you call them something else? I bet they're bigger over there, aren't they? Right, come on. 2. There's 4. Well, I've only bought a bread cake. My new adopted word for it. With me, so I'm going to have a sandwich with these. Or a butty. Dead easy, isn't it? So I don't know why you'd buy them when you can get better ones and make them yourself. And these are bigger. Them little tiny ones, they're just a mouthful, aren't they? There we go. Looks like that was perfect timing. Nearly. Right, so I bought this mug with me instead of my orange one. Because it's so cold and I'm doing other things, it'll keep my coffee hotter for longer. Right, that is one job out of the way. Chocolate sprinkles, sir. I never get bored of that. You probably do. Right, while we get the stove set up for the pigs in blankets, quickly want to thank Squarespace for sponsoring the video today. So if you don't know who Squarespace are, they are the #1 place to go if you want to have a go at building a website all by yourself. So we've been using Squarespace for a few years now, and we've got 2 websites, and we know nothing about web design or coding, but all we had to do was choose one of their ready-made templates. We uploaded our own photos, add a bit of text, and within a couple of hours we built 2 websites. The platform's got loads of different features. Jo uses hers for e-commerce, for selling her artwork and paintings, whereas I use mine to promote the YouTube channel or upload a video putting beef dripping into a frying pan. Whatever your hobby or business, then Squarespace has got you covered. So if you fancy having a go at building a website of your own, then click the link in the description below, or head over to squarespace.com/Paul Messner. You'll get a totally free trial, and then when you're ready to go live, you'll get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Right, let's get this warmed up. So I know what you're thinking. Probably don't need any additional fat in this pan, but beef dripping adds a bit of flavour and it just reduces the chances of anything sticking. Camp cooking can often mean that you get hot spots in the centre of your pan, which can cause things to stick and burn. I don't know about you, but I don't mind a few burnt bits on pigs in blankets. Right. I don't need to get the pan too hot. I'm just going to melt the oil basically, because I want to make sure that the sausage is cooked all the way through and not just burnt to a crisp on the outside. Let's have a sip. Still red hot, whereas this would be almost cold now in the seat summit. Although, still my favourite mug. Right, let's go for it. Oh, there's a bit of sizzle. You need to be really careful when you're doing things like this. This is a lot sturdier than it looks, but the last thing that you want is hot fat, knocking over onto your legs. So be really careful. It's so tempting to move things around, but I want to get the bacon sort of set around the sausage, so I'm just going to leave it. I will just, alter the position of the oil and maybe turn the pan around, because I am on a slight slant. I'm ready for these. Give these a little flip. See, I told you it was sticking a bit in the middle. Oh yes. Bacon's falling off that one. Still going in the butty. See if I can rescue it. There we go. So occasionally in the comments I'll get some people say, what is the point of coming out, setting up a tarp, cooking your sausage and bacon, pigs in blankets butties, You could just do this at home, have your breakfast at home and then go for a walk. And that can be said about a lot of things. This is my hobby. It's my job now as well. So I've got to film things, and I just enjoy doing it. I think secretly, it's a bloke thing that, as kids we used to maybe dream about being marooned on a desert island or having to survive, a bit like Robinson Crusoe or something like that. If you've seen the film Castaway, blokes will say, I can do that. Or The Island by Bear Grylls, blokes will say, yeah, I can do that. I'd do that. Whatever it is, we've just got this sort of caveman inside us that just wants to get outdoors and cook meat in a cave, and that's what I do for fun. So yeah, it's not for everybody, and it might seem a waste of time to you, but it's a good use of time for me. It sorts me out up here. Gets me away from all of those flashing screens, apart from that little one there in front of me. But I enjoy that as well. It's like I'm bringing a mate with me, so I can talk to you, tell you what's going on in my head sometimes. Not all the time. I don't tell Joe everything that's going on in my head. I should do, but again, that's a bloke thing, I think. I know what's going off in my mouth in... said that out loud, did I? In about 5 minutes. It'll be a taste sensation. Pigs in blankets. Can you smell that? If smell-o-vision was a real thing. They look about done to me. What do you think? Got my pan stand ready, look. Couple of sticks. And we're having it in a Morrison's salt and pepper roll. Bun. These are lovely. Great with soup. Right, I've cocked up. Before anyone says anything, I've forgotten the sauce. Please don't fall. Can you imagine if I drop one of these on the floor? There'd be tears. Oh, there's one there for nibbling on in a bit. Although it's pigs in blankets, doesn't need sauce, does it? Here we go. I've never done them in a pan before. Usually it's air fryer now, isn't it? But they're nice. Just as good. And that beef dripping is lovely. So the pig in blanket is like a real festive treat. A lot of people have them on their Christmas dinner. I wonder if I've never had a go. Has anyone ever tried cooking a Christmas dinner with like a camp stove? If you've made any videos, drop them in comments, let me see them. I might have a go myself. When in Rome, this little shelter is great. Loads of different options as well. For cooking, I've put the extra pole in just to make it that bit higher. Give me plenty of space in front of me. But when it comes to sleeping, you can drop it right down, and you've got much more of an enclosed little space protected from wind and stuff. So back in the day, I started out with tarps and bivvies. Well, a basher and a bivvy. And I've just missed it. So simple. Cheap as well. Doesn't cost any. Well, this is 40 quid, I think this tarp was. So you're going to be seeing a bit more of the minimalistic style of camping. Not all the time, but if the weather's a little bit fairer. Right, it's time for me to start thinking about packing some of this stuff away, but I'm going to have half an hour of this all to myself, so I'll call this one quits. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.